and welcome to Behind the Brew. Today we're here in Bracebridge, Ontario with Verok of Katalyst Brewing.
How's it going?
What made you decide to pursue brewing and turn your passion into a career?
I kind of started brewing as a hobby, and so doing it at home and just doing it on weekends and as sort of a release from my day job. At some point, we thought we could make money at it, I guess, and decided to jump in and start planning out a brewery.
What kind of beer do you prefer yourself?
For me, it varies season to season. Most of what I'm drinking now tends to be the lighter stuff. So we've got a Mexican lager called Vacation Voucher, really light, 4.5%. You can drink a few of them without being a complete mess. And like I'm here 7 days a week, so I really can't afford to feel really crappy one day over the other. But generally the lighter stuff is what I gravitate towards.
What do you enjoy the most about creating new beer, and where do you get the inspiration from?
Probably the challenges. I mean, like it's, even at this scale, like this is a very small brewery, like we're brewing 1,000-liter batches. So on the scale of a brewery, it's very small, but it's a production facility. So you can walk in one day and like I walked in yesterday and my burner, a chunk of the burner had fallen off of the kettle. So I had to like reattach it and all that. So there's a lot of troubleshooting. So technically that's kind of my favorite aspect. It's the most frustrating, but it's also the most rewarding to fix stuff all the time, I guess. In terms of like where we get new beer ideas from, a lot of it comes from stuff we've seen other people doing, or sometimes we'll have a customer come in and be like, oh, can you make a beer that tastes like a creamsicle or tastes like chocolate cake? So then you just kind of develop it, you see if anyone's done it. Like we have a beer in the fridge now called Katalyst that's a double chocolate stout. So it's like a 12% stout that tastes like chocolate cake.
What made you decide to establish a brewery here in Bracebridge?
Excellent question. When we started the company in 2016, we were a contract brewery, so we were listed in the LCBO, and we brewed out of someone else's facility. And after we sold off that brand, we were looking around. We both lived in Toronto at the time, so we were looking in Toronto, and rent was just getting obscene. To the point where it was like, the stuff we wanted was like $15,000 to $25,000 a month for rent, which is, that's a lot of beer as a startup that you have to sell. And we were sitting there at one point, we're like, well, we don't have to be in Toronto for anything, so why don't we consider moving out of the city? So we looked between sort of Parry Sound and Haliburton, looked at a bunch of different buildings, and then stumbled into this one. And it's right downtown Bracebridge, so it just kind of worked out.
Your brewery seems to have a variety of flavors already. Is there anything new coming?
Always new stuff coming. So we just packaged 5 new beers on Monday. So we've got Gordo, which is a session IPA, big on the citrus. We have Passion Project, which is the first in a rotating series where we're experimenting with new hops. That one features Citra, which is an old hop, but a reliable hop, and Tango, which is a new sort of German variety. Then we have Deadweight, which is a German Maibach, and we have Celebrating Sisters, which is a really, really nice wild fermented Saison. And then the last one, we have Big Dock Energy, which is a sort of summer crusher, like you 4% light lager, sit on a dock, drink it all day and not be completely out of shape. But for stuff coming up, we had a few new IPAs coming out throughout the summer, a couple fruited sours, and then we're working on a spontaneous beer. So like you brew the beer, cart it out into the woods, leave it open overnight and let it cool, and then it'll take on any of the wild bacteria in the air. There's like a 50-50 shot that it's a drain pour or good, but it's something that we'll play with it, but we'll see how it turns out.
I've never heard of this before, so I'm sure it's going to be popular because it's different, and especially the location, like, you know, people come to Muskoka and enjoy the wilderness, so it's just goes with your theme, I think.
For sure.
Thank you for your time, Mark.
Thank you.
And I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Behind the Brew. My name is Zalina, and thank you for watching. If you would like to learn more about Katalyst Brewing Company, visit their website at katalystbrewing.com. Cheers.